Hello race fans, I'm Wylie Wade and this is Wylie's Race Report.
Took the initial start, you had to back up. They took off a little bit early, but then you got her down and you got out front. And man, you never looked back. You did have to hold off though, Larry McKenzie.
Yeah, Larry's always fast, and I knew that was going to be a hard one to keep behind me, but I figured if I stayed consistent, I'd be all right, and just kept my line and stayed smooth.
As I say, even when he showed his nose a couple times, you didn't move your line down. Looks like you just stayed right in that same spot both ends of the racetrack.
Yeah, the car felt great. The track is awesome, and everything just worked out.
Nice to start up on the front row, huh?
Yeah, that was cool. I was a little nervous sitting out front, but.
All right, now this is your first time, I believe, since we went to side-by-side restarts that you got to start and choose. How nervous were you about picking the high side or low side in that restart?
I knew the high side was faster coming out, so I much rather would have had a Texas, of course, but the high side definitely worked out for me.
All right, who do you want to say thanks for helping to get out here?
I want to thank Pacific Coast, Antioch Muffler, Rollery Farms, and most of all, my mom and dad.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kenneth Robles taking home tonight's James Mobile Welding Hobby Stock main event win.
Wow. You've been coming, you've been trying, you finally pick up the stock car main event win. Just tell us how you're feeling right now.
Really lucky coming out of fourth. The throttle linkage came apart.
Oh wow.
That's why I had to get pushed on the scale. So finally a little luck changed my way. Last week coming here, I got a flat on the truck and it put me a little behind, and then when I got here, we were racing for the lead or third or something in the heat and broke a trailing arm mount, and it's racing, you know, so I've been on both sides of the luck, and tonight I was lucky, so I've been putting the work in though. Kind of a one-man show and just work sometimes before work when it's cool, and then a lot of times after work. So
you're coming all the way from the Central Valley, as we know. Talk to us about how technical this track was. You started next to Fast Freddie Ryland. He's new to the stock car game. Talk to us about that, how that was for you.
Yeah, the track is really technical actually. Really hooked up in 1 and 2. 3 on the entry is a little bit slick, so if you slammed it in there too hard, you could spin it. And then I saw the lap cars coming, and I lost a little concentration there and had some bad laps towards the end. Thank goodness the white and checker came out. So I just need seat time. I've won this class back in the day, 2 state championships and track championships, and I ran sport mods and stuff as well. So I just haven't raced enough, and the car's finally where it needs to be. If somebody was here about 4 or 5 weeks ago, they saw a pogo stick, and that was not exciting. It was kind of the same setup I had when I was in Merced with it, and then I've learned a setup for this track only now, and it's not that far off from Merced now. I just change a few things and I'm good. So I feel like we have a good car. Now I got to work on the driver a little more.
Give a quick shout out to your sponsors and who helps you get this thing up and down the road every weekend.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Kyle Hickman. He does a great Elite Signs. They do a great wrap, and he's helped me out a lot. And then Nathan's Diesel Service. He keeps my tow truck running good. And then I got to thank Brad Johnson, Big Johnson, Brandon Johnson of Big Johnson Race Cars. He's helped me a lot. And I think that's about it. Oh, I need to thank Kyle Vanover too for doing my shocks.
Alrighty, race fans, well there you have it, picking up the IMCA stock car win. Give it up for the driver.
Thank you guys.
Add up a little more. Race fans, give it up. The driver out of Once again, Matt, congratulations. Let's make our way over here to the front of your race car. You You were stupid fast here tonight.
I mean, I gotta take my hats off to the racetrack. It wasn't as bad as it's been in the past in the heat races, but it was still rough, and they did a phenomenal job. Man, the break that we had, it's smoother than pavement out there, and yeah, it just, you know, we had a redraw night, so we got to start up front, and so yeah, it was a lot of fun out there.
The last time I remember I talked to you in Victory Lane, you were on a track similar to this. You're up there on the cushion, using abusing your right rear, and like I said, you had a rocket ship. Josh Combs coming over to congratulate you. You had a rocket ship out here. Every restart, you were pretty much checked out. At one point, you had almost a 6-second lead on second place, man.
You know, my dad always just gives me like a little bit, right? And, but it's hard to see who's near you with the harness, and so you're trying not to go overboard, but you're trying to, it's hard when you're out front, just keep up pace, but whenever you don't got pressure underneath you, you just relax and do your thing, and that's usually when you end up going faster, when you can be smooth.
And let's continue to talk about these twisted chassis, Clay Daly. What does it do for you? Obviously, once again, last time also I talked to you, you guys went 1 and 2. You do it again here tonight. Just talk to us about your race program and what Clay does to help you guys out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's all been him from the beginning, all of his ideas, and I think we've got a pretty good baseline for everything. You know, obviously we're pretty fast on the tracks, khaki, and I think we're decent when it's dry too. Usually I make mistakes when I'm not any good in dry, but yeah, I think it's safe to say that he knows what he's doing with these cars.
Give a quick shout out to your sponsors and who helps you get up and down the road and this win here tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely my wife and kid at home, family, my dad and brother, Mid-State Fleet Repair, Emma Motorsports, and that's it. It's us. You know, we're small, and it's great to come out and get a win like this.
Alrighty, race fans, once again, tip your hats off to the Prunedale driver, Matt.
I didn't bring my mic. Go to Jim. Hey, Jim.
We're going to get a quick word with second place finisher. Let's talk to you over here next to your race car. Jim, Prunedale drivers go 1-2, Twisted Chassis go 1-2. I talked to Matt a little bit. Just talk to us about Clay Daly and the chassis as well, and how has that just developed your racing program here?
Well, you know, Clay, me and Matt have the same stuff on our cars. I know what each of us have. You know, we share information, and hopefully with my experience and years of racing, I'm bringing the team better and passing the information on to them, and as it's showing, Matt's running consistently up front now and winning races. So, I mean, the whole team effort with Clay and everybody involved, it's a good deal. As you'll go into the pits and see, we'll be all parked next to each other, and we'll have a good time. I'm happy that he won. I mean, everybody wants to win, but I'm okay with him winning because I know how hard they're working also. So we'll go back and work on our car and get it a little bit better for tomorrow night. The track was a little bit too much moisture for what we had set up for, but it was a great racetrack to race on, and hopefully tomorrow it'll be a little slicker, be more to what our setup is, and then hopefully we'll be in the position that he was in tonight.
Yeah, you said never count you out. You came, and I picked it, you came from deep, just one spot short, came from the tail end of the field to finish second. I mean, that has to be an extraordinary feat here for you here tonight.
It is, and the biggest thing, you know, these cars are so equal anymore with the crate motors and everything else, and like I said, we're sharing information with each other, so I don't really have an advantage over him or vice versa. So when you're starting at the top, the front of the field, and I'm at the tail end of the field or vice versa, he does give you an advantage, and you know, hats off to him. He had the better car. He did what he needed to do tonight. He got the win, but I'm happy with second place. We don't have a bunch of damage. We just go back to the pits and do a little bit of maintenance, and we'll be ready for tomorrow night.
What information can you gather from tonight to apply to tomorrow's racetrack? I know obviously you're kind of anticipating on something drier and a little bit slicker, but what information do you gather? What information did you see on how he ran his lines and stuff that you can take and apply to tomorrow?
Well, his car's a lot freer than ours, so he's got a minor adjustment or two that helps him get to the track. The corners freer than we are. We're set up more for the dry stuff where you need to have the more grip. we didn't want to do all the changes that we felt we needed to do because we thought we'd be close enough. Well, we're just a little bit short. We're still a little bit too tight. When I would try to run the high side, the car would lose the nose and want to carry up, and it wouldn't turn down like his would, and I'd lose real estate on him, and then I could catch back up to him. But you can't give up that real estate when you got guys like Matt that's running on a rail and doing what he's supposed to do and not making any mistakes. So track position's everything anymore. You know, I was joking with him before this, you know, I knew he was starting on the pole and I was starting pit, and I told him I think it's 125 laps tonight. You know, I said I needed to be 125 laps, and we laughed. But overall, I'm happy with the 1-2 finish, and we'll go back and hang out in the pits and chit chat with each other and get ready for tomorrow.
Alrighty, race fans, there you have it. Second place finisher, Jim Pettit, the driver out of Prunedale.
1 or 2 questions to Josh.
We're going to move on to you had a pretty hard battle going on. We talked about you had some trouble over there in turn 4. You're still able to bring it home third here tonight.
Yeah, I got in the fluff and put it on 2 wheels and something bent in the right front, but all in all, not a bad night.
What can you take away, as I talked to Jim about, what can you take away from here that you can apply to tomorrow racetrack? Or are you seeing that some of your competitors are racing different lines and here and there?
Honestly, this is the best we've ran here. We struggled with this car all year. Big thank you to Garrett Jernigan. He's helped me so much on this car going through it, so can't thank him enough. Any military or service members, thank you. And thank all the fans for coming out on Friday night.
Alrighty, well there you guys have it. Our third place finisher in the 1-2, Josh Combs.
So Trevor, first of all, I'll get to that in a minute, what you just told me. That's good to know. But man, you got out front. Todd Gomez didn't make it easy for you though.
I knew he would come in on the bottom. I figured the last lap, I just wasn't going to give it to him. There was a $50 involved in that one. So we're good.
You started on the point, that helped you out and able to stay up front. You did have to go through a couple different restarts. What was your thought on those restarts?
The restarts were good. We tried something different tonight and it definitely worked. We've really struggled over the past, I don't know, couple months, starting farther in the back with our point average, and we finally got to start up front.
All right, so I'm not going to hold back anymore because the yelling and screaming back there continues. Todd just told me as he got out to the car, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our 2021 California State Champion for the IMCA Sports Modifieds, Trevor Climans.
Thank you.
That's a cool deal for you.
Yeah, it's what we set out to do this year. Here we are.
Taking home the win, taking home the championship. Congratulations. Who do you want to say thanks for helping to get out here and winning the state championship?
Oh, Mom and Dad, All Spec Sheet Metal, Trevor's Junk, VS Racing, JLD Accounting. We took on Michael State Cadillac this year. That has been a big help. Hot Rod Innovations have helped us out quite a bit also. Bobby Hogue, our shock package, unbelievable.
How was that racetrack for you tonight? It looked really smooth tonight for the main event.
It looks smooth, but it is still a little rough. My shoulder feels it right now.
So what's this do for you for tomorrow night? You going to make any changes, or you got to wait and see what happens to the track tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going to straighten that quarter panel and wash it.
All right, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for tonight's Sport Modified winner and California State Champion, Trevor Climans.
Thank you.
All right, with that, I'm going to sneak over here. And Joe, I believe you have a gentleman that came up a little short, but man, he gave it everything he had.
Yeah, fantastic battle. 25 laps of just pounding and hounding. You said a little bit earlier, you felt like you had him before the cautions came out, but nevertheless, second here for night number 1 of the Freedom Series.
Not bad, not bad. You know, I got by him twice. Once, I think he was entangled up. The other time I passed a legitimate, then a caution, and I'm like, man, not gonna have too many other chances. Last lap, had to go for it, but I wasn't gonna door him. Although, tomorrow when it's a little bit bigger money, Trevor, wherever you're watching, I will dump you.
Really quick, just talk to us about the racetrack. I mean, it was pretty lightning fast. You didn't know this. You were pretty much the only one trying to secure moves on the bottom of the racetrack and actually making moves on the bottom of the racetrack. You made some moves early. You set your sights on Trevor, and obviously you came up a little bit short.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, I was just, you try to run where other people aren't, and Trevor was fast up top, so, you know, and I followed him, and I was able to catch up to him, but you're not going to pass him running in the same line, so you got to try something different. You got to be where others aren't, and if I was going to get around him, it had to be on the bottom, so, you know, if I kept working it, I was hoping it would come in, and it did coming off of 2. You know, early on it was a little greasy, and I'd haze the tire, have to pedal it a little bit coming off, and it came in, but just wasn't enough. So I guess we'll just take number 2 tonight and give it a little more tomorrow.
Talk to us about a little bit of that scary moment when you guys had a battle going on with Scott Foster obviously running. Trevor tried to make the pass. He slipped in on the bottom of the racetrack, and next thing you know, you see a gulf of flames next to you on the side of your race car.
You know, I didn't catch the flames. I just saw those 2 washing up off of 4, and again, you got to be where others aren't, so I just took it to the inside, and I didn't even get a chance to see what happened. Is he okay?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, good. Yes, we want everybody to be safe. But yeah, car's good. A little bit of nose. I think that was I don't know what I hit, but that was all me. It wasn't car. That was just bad corner entry. Picked up a little mud. We'll pound her out and be ready for tomorrow.
What are some notes that you can take away from here tonight? Obviously, you ran behind Trevor for pretty much 22 laps. What are some notes that you can take away from night 1 and apply them to night number 2 and some of the changes that you feel like you might have to make?
You know, with this car, I mean, it's still a new car to us. We made one change. We freed her up a little bit. I feel I probably won't make that change tomorrow if the track is safe to do. And I think we gave up a little bit of speed, but you know, it might have been the difference between number 1 and number 2. So, you know, it's good. I think the track's consistent with what it was last week. So I think we have an idea of what to expect tomorrow. As long as they can get it watered up, moist, you know, get it flat. Coming back tomorrow and see what's what.
Real quick, give a shout out to your sponsors and help you get up and running.
All right, we got O'Brien's Auto Repair, Victory Circle Chassis, can't say enough about them. Chris Sivison Suspension, sets his car up, gives us the pointers. Transmissions by Tom, Big O Tires of Antioch, Competition Carburetors, Ryland Racing, Delta Transmission, Antioch Muffler and Brake here in Antioch. And
All-spec sheet metal.
All-spec sheet metal, that guy, he's the greatest. Diverse Trade Services, they put the bills for both of the 38s. And last but not least, 1-2 wraps. Keeps his car looking pretty.
Alrighty, well there you fans have it once again. Trevor out of Antioch. Give it up for Todd Gomez.
Alright.
Alright, with that, our third place finisher out of Union City, California. Jimmy, come on up here. Alright, this isn't your normal car.
Nah, this car belongs to Shannon Barton. It's only the 3rd time we've had it out so far this year since we had it. It's getting faster and faster every race we go to though.
Let's say you had a good run tonight. What did you need to get to the top 2?
Well, on that last lap, I was really hoping they'd hit each other and get loose so I could go around the outside, but it didn't happen.
And what do you think of the track here tonight for the conditions for you?
This is probably the raciest I've been to this track in a long time. It was pretty good. A little bit rough, but fast. You can ride anywhere.
All right, who do you want to say thanks for getting you out here when you go out racing?
Well, definitely Shannon Barton for letting me drive his car. My wife, Tammy. Our anniversary is coming up. He's got Victory Graphics. Let's see, I got to look at it. He's got a big ass asphalt, Performance Auto Supply, Mike Nake Shocks in Roseville. And my teammates that came down here to race with us, the 63, Buddy Oshieska and Mike Merritt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Ford taking home 3rd tonight, looking to make it 2 better tomorrow night.
For sure.
All right, thank you.
your race car over here. Kenneth, first of all, congratulations, man. Back-to-back night here for the Freedom Series races #2. How are you feeling right now?
I really don't know, honestly. I thought Charlie had it there. When I jumped to restart, I got a little anxious, and I was able to get by him coming out into 3. Slid up in front of him, and it works out in my favor.
We see a little bit of steam blowing from underneath the car. I'm not even sure you're pretty much worried about it right now. Just tell us how technical the racetrack was from last night, obviously you winning, but tonight's racetrack, I mean, that was a handful for you here tonight.
Yeah, tonight was definitely a little slicker. 3 and 4 especially slicked off, and like ice skating, last night was hammered down and you couldn't give it enough throttle. So it took a lot more patience, that's for sure.
You know you have to give kudos as a fan cheer for you. You got to give kudos to your pops, always out here putting laps and laps around this racetrack, trying to give everybody the best racetrack they possibly can. I mean, what can you just say about that?
It's 2-lane, that's for sure. The bottom's fast, even though it's slicked off, there's a little bit of moisture, and up top there's moisture, and it's smoother than I could ask for on a dirt track. I mean, we don't race asphalt.
Give a quick shout out to your sponsors who helped you get up and down the road and pick up these 2 wins here this weekend.
Pacific Coast, Babylor Trucking, Antioch Muffler, Rollery Farms, and JRH, and most of all my parents.
Alrighty, race fans, once again, give it up for the driver out of Rio Vista, Kenneth Romo!
You had to work for it. Aaron Crowell was trying to pin you down there on the bottom, but you were able to get around.
We had a really good race car. You know, Aaron's a heck of a driver, and I consider him a friend also. And I knew he was going to do what he had to try to do to keep us from getting around him, but he was a little bit too tighter than we were rolling down here, and he just couldn't hold the bottom like he needed to. And we had a good hot rod tonight, you know, and my guys worked their butts off and getting this thing ready for the main event. And when they went out to working, we're like, oh my goodness, we might be too tight for the race like we were last night. But it all worked out. Great way to end the season.
And we talked about earlier that on air, excuse me, that you won the 2021 championship, track championship. And you and I were talking last night, and 30 years ago was your last track championship here.
Yeah, 30 years ago, in 1991, we ran late models here. And that was my last year here at Antioch Speedway, and then I went pavement racing for many years with the NASCAR Southwest Tour. We were very blessed with that, and then we ran that stuff all the way up to 2015, and then we decided we wanted to come back to our roots where we started at. And when Chad and Tina and then were taking the racetrack over, I told them I'd come back here and support them. And that's basically what we've done the last 2 seasons. And this used to be my Saturday night track way back in the 80s. So it's been a few years. You know, I kind of, last year while I was driving up here, what are you doing 30 years later? You know, you're driving back to Antioch for dirt racing on Saturday night. But I love the facility, I love the fans, love the competitors. The biggest thing is to come out and have a good time. That's what we try to do.
Now, I don't know if you know it or not, but as the fans say, thank you very much. Buddy Niss was trying to catch you, and he was starting to catch you, and then you just pulled away. You were pulling Aaron off turn 2 and turn 4. You were pulling him, but man, off turn number 2, you were getting him by 2 or 3 car lengths.
Yeah, when I was, you know, when I was behind Aaron and racing Buddy before I got by him, it seemed like they were struggling a little bit off the 2. They couldn't run the bottom as well as we could. And I just, you know, I stayed focused. You know, I came down here earlier and I got too cautious trying to give Aaron room, and I actually got a little bit of tight. He turned back underneath me and passed me back down the front straight. And I said, oh, now I got to race back him again, you know. So I said, okay, don't make a mistake. Don't come off the bottom, run with the car. You know, it feels good down there. I thought that thing was really good, and I just knew if I hit my marks, I didn't make no mistakes. So maybe my few years of racing experience would pay off a bit.
Yeah, you've been around here a lap or 2. Who do you want to say thanks for helping you get out here?
Well, I always got to thank my wife Veronica for allowing me to do this. My crew guys, Play Daily and Twisted Motorsports, you know, Kitty Orr, Kevin and Sienna, all my crew members that come out here and just always put us their 100% effort into making sure that the biggest thing that we do is that we have fun. And that's what we try to do. Come on, have fun, and put on a show for the fans.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our winner, Jim Petty. All right, slide over here, buddy. Yes. Come on out. Buddy Ness finishing second in tonight's main event. Well, you had to get around Aaron. You had to try to catch Jim. You got around the first part you accomplished, and then you couldn't quite catch Jim, but you had a good run.
We had a good hot rod this day. We changed the car a little bit again, and you know, the track came in at the end. We got that restart. He gave me the outside, and I was like, well, it's getting faster over there, so I was going to avoid it and get around him, and I almost had him, but that was fun.
Yeah, I noticed you were keeping it up higher than most everybody else around you. You were running that higher side that seemed to work out really well for you.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, they're all running the bottom like first, and everybody the overrate's running the bottom, so it's faster. Like the mud's getting up to the middle, and that make it faster there. So I might just roll around him and he wouldn't even know.
You're a win a couple weeks ago. You got a second tonight, running well, coming into the special show season.
Yep, this is good for us. We're probably going to park this car soon. We know it's super good, but we got something else we'll show here in a second. But yeah, that was fun.
All right, who do you want to say thanks for helping me get out here?
Oh, everybody, thanks my mom, my dad, my sister, my girlfriend. Keith at GRT, he's in Boone right now. We should be there just to watch, but at least we're here. It's cool. Todd Gomez, Fred Ryland, and Brian Zachary. You know, all the fans. It's exciting to see everybody out here today. There wasn't many out yesterday, but thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Buddy Ness, finishing second. Aaron Crowell. Your car just couldn't keep him down far enough and let him and keep him back.
Yeah, my car was as good, you know, as it's ever been on the slick, and there's a little bit of moisture on the bottom there, you know, and I knew if I could stay in there and just hold the line against him, I could, you know, stay in front of Jimmy. But he's the best, and you know, I love racing with him. I can race clean with him. We bang doors a little bit, but it's never, you know, crazy, and just always a good race. Just wish I could have closed it out, you know, and get a win, but we're still working on it.
Your car seemed to run better a little higher. Looked like you were struggling a little bit trying to hold him down. If you could do it again, would you stay up a little higher?
Yeah, I was kind of bummed I gave Buddy the high side on that restart, you know, but there was a lot of moisture on the bottom, you know, and the top coming off here was real slick, so I thought I could get him coming off the start, but you know, he got me into the corner, and you know, I knew the top was better. I just thought I could beat him there, but didn't happen.
We actually talked about that on the broadcast, because on the restart before you did so well on that high side. I was kind of surprised to see you take the bottom.
Yeah, I know. I just chose wrong. I thought I'd get more grip and get off the corner better, but didn't, and it was a good race, you know.
All right, who do you want to say thanks for getting me out here?
My wife, first and foremost. All my sponsors, Wishbone and Fate, Lemurs Conquer Buick GMC, HRT Shock Suspensions, Snap-on Tools by Patrick Brandt, just everybody that helps, my kids, Vince Perkrifka, you know, I can't thank them enough.
All right, good job tonight. Aaron Crowell finishing third.
Thank you.
Fourth, quick Nick DiCarlo, real quick. Nick, new car out here. How'd you go?
Good. We had the car since February, but just put it together last week. Seems to be pretty good. I'm just happy to finish, to be honest. We've been having a bad year, but I'm glad to be here. Nice track. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, you ran well, and one of your crew guys said you took 5 days to build this thing or something like that. Not very long, anyway.
Yeah, probably 2 weeks, you know, but I had a lot of help, guys in the shop and guys on the car, everybody involved. Everybody on the car does something. So, and there's a lot of people that aren't on the car that help out.
All right, thanks. Congratulations, fourth place finish. Who do you want to say thanks to?
Baxter Built Fox, Todd Janowski, it's his motor. Severed Metals, Winning Attitude, R&J Landscaping. Actually, they purchased the car for me. It's their car. I just drive it. Really thankful for them. Jay's Welding, CPT, my family, my crew, everybody. Thank you.
All right, Quick Nick DiCarlo finishing fourth. Give it up for Quick Nick.
$5 race car fans, give it up. Racing California, KC Tower.
Thank you.
make your way over to the front of the race car. First of all, congratulations, man. We talked about this last night here on the front straightaway. You said you predicted you want this track to dry out, you needed to get slick, and you knew you had something for them. Just talk to us about that race. There's a lot of yellows, a lot of chances you tried to make at Todd, and you finally prevailed.
Yeah, you know, this is exactly what we wanted, was to go slick tonight. You know, a little bit dusty, or not dusty, but slick here, so we could, you know, get this car moving. And we had all those restarts, and I had really good drive off these corners. I was able to get underneath Todd, and you know, once I got there, I know we ended under a yellow caution, but this car was so hooked up, we would have had it. I mean, anyway, man, at 5 laps left, this car was driving.
You pretty much had to get through the middle of the pack. We seen you got into some contact with some of the cars. You dropped back a little bit, and then you started pouncing and pouncing. The yellows obviously helped you out, and then you were able to get on the rear quarter panel of Todd Gomez, and obviously he made the mistake, yet still you've already pretty much had the race already wrapped up.
Yeah, you know, that's how I drive, man. I don't go that first lap. I mean, we got 20, 25 laps to do this. You know, I'm generally going to hang back and see what's going on, and then I'll just start picking them off one at a time once this race gets going.
Real quick, give a shout out to your sponsors that helps you get up and down the road.
I can't thank my family enough. They're here every weekend. My parents in the back, my wife and kids. They're just, you know, they're huge supporters. They help us out. Kier Wright, Subdynamic Locating, DeSilva Construction, all these guys help put this car here.
All right, fans, once again, give it up for Tracy, California, KC Keller.
All right. Hey, you got your first win in the stock car.
Yeah, a lot of fun. That was good.
You got out front, and man, you just checked out. That thing looked like it was on a rail. It went wherever you pointed it.
Yeah, it was good in the middle. I think I made the pass there finally, but boy, I felt that grip on the bottom, and I'm pretty good at blowing her down and keeping it on the bottom, and it's pretty good tonight.
At one point, coming up off turn number 4, right after a restart, looks like you had got a little bit loose, and that closed them in just a hair, but then I didn't see another issue after that.
Yeah, you got to slow it down here. The faster you drive it in, the more the back end's going to come around past you, and then you're just sitting there going nowhere. I mean, it's terrible. You really got to slow it down and add front brake into it. I added too much front brake a couple times, went back to rear, and kind of found a happy balance. You got to turn her a couple times to the front every few laps as it gets slicker and slicker down there.
So a good learning experience for you this weekend in this stock car. Look forward to having you back, yes?
Oh yeah, we'll be back in this. I don't own it. I want to thank Wayne Trimble, who owns the car. We built it. I built it myself from the ground up, but it's his car, and we're going to see where we go with that and what happens, but I really, really want to thank him for letting us do this deal and put it together and drive it.
Well, I can't let you get away without asking what happened to the Sport Mod. Did you lose the motor on that thing?
Yeah, I lost the motor. I had a few too many nights on it, but you know, I've never lost one that was sealed from Friesian Chevrolet yet. That's the first one, but we had a lot of nights on it, and you know, I kept it too long, and you know, taxing it with the gear we're running here. Should have upped it. I need to up it on this one too, but things we got to do.
All right, and the end of the month, we got, of course, the West Coast Nationals, the beginning of next month, technically. Have both cars out here for the West Coast Nationals, Bill Bauer Memorial?
I'm not sure how long that is and whether I can get a motor. They're hard to get right now. I might have to finagle something, but if not, maybe I'll just have this one. We'll see.
All right, who do you want to say thanks for helping to get out here?
My wife, first and foremost, Patty. She's here running. She ran the 8 car tonight. How'd she do? You all right?
Yeah, did well.
Yeah, finished good. Didn't tear it up. That's good. PFC brakes, Friesian Chevrolet. Let's see, who else? All spec sheet metal, of course. Todd Gomez, he did well tonight, I guess. That's about it.
Ryland Racing.
Ryland Racing shock service.
Can't forget that.
Nope. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our winner tonight, Fast Friday Ryland driving the 7J, his first win in the IMCA stock car. And now let's slide on over our second place finisher. Joe, who you got there?
Lauren, you won last night. A little bit more, or a lot more of a dry, slick racetrack for you. We talked about you're trying to find the strip of moisture around this racetrack. You said you had a little bit too much rear brake in it here tonight.
Yeah, starting out for sure, and I think Fred and myself switched places from last night to tonight. Whoops. Start this. So, you know, if I was going to lose somebody, I'm glad I lost to Fred because he's a hell of a driver. But yeah, you know, 4 weeks ago here, I was so bad that because I had the car too tight and stuff set up for a dry slick track, and I probably wish I had a little bit of that back in the car tonight. But I did make changes, but I wasn't quite sure how far the track was going to dry slick out, and I was afraid I went too far, and it turned out I probably could have went a little bit farther and made the car better. But still, you know, a first and a second this weekend, that's makes me feel pretty good, and I think we're on track now with this car, and it allows me to start working on my driving a little more. And you know, there's different laps I made mistakes and stuff, and that's how Fred got around me. And there was times I thought I was almost as good as Fred, but now he had us covered tonight.
And that was my next question for you. 2 different tracks. You've seen a wet and tacky track and a dry slick racetrack. How does that adjust to, how do you have to adjust to your different driving styles there to make you, and you won one and finished second here tonight?
Yeah, dry slick track, you start driving it more like asphalt racing, and you make sure you dial more front brake in. And I had way too much rear brake in to begin with because I was afraid I was going to be tight, so I put rear brake in the car, and I was cranking left and right there for a while, and it settled down a little bit. But then the other thing I was doing, I was over driving the corner. You got to back the corner up, the track slows down, and then you got to just kind of feather the throttle and stuff. And I still got to work out the car a little bit, because if I didn't enter right, I would be too tight in the middle, then I'm off the throttle coming off the corner and stuff. And these are a momentum deal where you really gotta roll through the center and stuff and keep your momentum up so you can gain that straightaway speed, because if you're stopping and starting, you're just spinning the rear tires.
Talk to us about the competition in the stock car class. I've even said it's second to none, probably the most competitive class we've talked about up there. Any car in that class can probably take a main event win in the stock car class.
Yeah, and there's 5 or 6 guys that weren't here tonight that can win any given night. So this class is going to be, I think they call it back east, you know, the toughest, too tough to tame or whatever, and that's really what's happening. You know, a couple weeks ago at Merced, you know, several modified guys came up and talked to me. They're looking at getting cars, and a lot of those guys will start doing double duty because they can't race sport mod or anything. So, and there might even be some sport mod guys looking at it, I don't know, but this is a great class. I work on it by myself. Once in a while I have a helper here and there, but I pretty much do all the shop work myself. And so it's a car you can work on by yourself. It takes a lot of work, but it's not as hard as a modified or a sport mod. And I've raced sport mods before too, and so I know the work that gets put into those, and you know, those extra bars and stuff in the back, it just takes a lot more maintenance.
Yeah.
So.
Give a quick shout out to your sponsors and who helped you get up and down the road, and who helped you this weekend with this win in the second place here tonight.
Well, my dog Lola, she's my crew chief. And unfortunately, Sean Bryant, he's helped me quite a bit, but he's got other commitments and work commitments and stuff, and you know, that's priority 1, to put food on the table for your family. And honestly, I've been kind of doing it by myself, but Nathan's diesel service, he keeps my truck and my trailer up and going, and helps me out like that way. He's so busy at home and stuff, he doesn't make it to the races very often. And then I gotta think, you know, I haven't talked to him in a while, but Brandon Johnson of Big Johnson Race Cars, he's helped me out with several little things and setup and stuff. And then Kyle Vanover with shocks.
Alrighty, well there we have it for our second place finisher. Once again, congratulations on your results this weekend. Lauren D'Armand, the driver out of Livermore.
And next we got over here, Travis Dutra, the gentleman who, man, you just seem to like these things. It doesn't matter where you start, you work your way forward.
Yeah, we got it working good for us. It's our 4th third in a row, so we're doing okay. But yeah, things have been working out. I get good help, good conversation with guys that really know what they're doing, and it really helps out. Last year in the hobby stock kind of crutched us into this, but so far it's been working out.
2 different racetracks, last night to tonight. Which one did you like better?
I like tonight. Last night I no one really made many passes. The track was great. It just is what it is. Tonight was a little more racier, I felt, way more technical.
Do you have your car set up for the right track conditions tonight?
Yeah, we made big changes today. As soon as we got here, right after hot laps, it was tearing things apart, putting it back together.
All right, who do you want to say thanks for helping you get out here?
I want to thank my mom and dad coming out, scraping mud both days. I'm exhausted, I'm sure they are too. Danny Aves helps me out. There's a few out there. All Spec, 1-2 Graphics, Nick DiCarlo, Main Machine. Whatever help we can get, I take.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Travis Dutra, 3rd place tonight for the IMCA Stock Cars. Congratulations.
Thank you.